Hello and welcome to the Kayden Show, today's best country mix. And joining me right here today is Hannah Belle. Hannah, how are you?
I am so good. Thanks so much for having me today.
It is totally my pleasure. So, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in music.
Well, that could take us a long time. I have in the music business for over a decade now. I started growing up singing in a church. Imagine that. My dad is a Baptist preacher, so I always had a little bit of a stage to be in front of the crowd. And so I started at a very early age, about 3 years old, when I started singing, and always told my parents that that was my passion and my dream. And I never stopped. I just kept singing, picked up a guitar at about age 18, started writing, and then started trying to chase it as a profession. Wrote a bunch of songs, got the opportunity to record them and put them out to radio, had a really good response, and have just been chugging along ever since.
That's wonderful. And what kind of made you decide to make it a passion?
I think that it was instilled in me. I really don't think that I had an option. I think I was born with the music DNA. My dad's a musician. It really runs in my family. And so I really think I came out the womb singing, and that it was just in me from the beginning, something that was just burning inside that you got to let out somehow, some way. And so it chose me. I didn't choose it.
Absolutely. It's something that you just kind of had to feel that you were going into.
For sure. Definitely.
Do you see yourself in any other profession?
Well, actually, I am in another profession.
Oh,
I
okay.
full time I'm in education, and I actually work with teachers. I'm what you call an instructional coach. I was an elementary school teacher for a
Mhm.
while, but moved into the role of this instructional coach. So I work with educators, helping them better their practice. So that's my day job. Music is my night job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So pretty much you just guide them, right? Am I understanding that right?
Correct. Yeah, I work with certain teachers on how to just better themselves as an educator, what they want to do, and I help them out with that.
Well, that's a cool job. How long have you been doing that for?
I've been an instructional coach for 3 years now. I've been in education for nine.
Oh,
So
wow.
mm,
And how long have you been doing music? I mean, it seems like your whole life.
yeah, definitely my whole life. But when I was in college is really when I got the opportunity to record some of my music. And so I guess it was around 2007, 2008 when I got the opportunity to go to Nashville and work with Ernie Rowell at Funhouse
Mhm.
Studio to produce my music. And that's when I put out my very first original album. And I had dabbled a little bit in Christian country music before that, being a preacher's daughter and all that. But my heart was just in good old country music. And so that's what I wrote. That's what I put out. And so since 2007, 2008 is, like I said, when I was in college, is how long I've really been doing it as professionally, if you will. But been singing my entire life.
Awesome. So do you have any new singles, any upcoming projects that you would like to share with us?
Definitely. So my current single out right now is called "People Break Up." It is just a fun song, and it has an even more hilarious music video that goes along with it. You can find that on YouTube. But I'm actually going to be releasing new music here soon, maybe in about a week. I'm working with a new distributor, so I'm not exactly sure on the date yet, but possibly this coming Friday. My next song will be called "Little Girl." And it's a song that I wrote for my nieces. And it's just about staying little as long as you can. And it's got a really, really beautiful music video that goes along with it, complete with little girls dancing in their ballerina costumes. So it's going to be really, really sweet. So it'll be out soon. And to follow up to that, we'll be releasing a single every 6 to 8 weeks, which will lead to my album release towards the end of this year.
That is just wonderful. So do you have a goal for yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, where do you see yourself?
Whew. I've had that question asked to me a lot, and it's really hard to answer that question because, I answered that question 2 years ago, and then COVID
Mhm.
hit, stopped everything. And so I would like to see myself self-sufficient as a musician, as an artist, as a songwriter. Yes, I love my job in education, but I would like to make this my full-time thing. I really, really love the songwriter circuit and have been doing a lot of songwriting festivals and things like that. And that's really where my heart lies, is in the songwriting and just being able to share my music. So I would like to see myself full time, making this a career, supporting myself and my family, which are my fur babies and my husband, on this music gig. So hopefully, I'll be a household name either as a songwriter or as an independent artist who's just doing what they love.
That's wonderful. It
Thanks.
really is.
Big goal, big goal.
It is a big goal. A great goal, but also a big goal, you know. Definitely takes time, but you know, I think you'll get there.
I hope so, Kayden. I really
Yeah.
do. But in my heart. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. So, kind of walk us through, I guess I wouldn't say typically I would say a typical day, but it kind of seems like it's on and off for you. Tell us what a day to day looks like for you.
Yeah, and so I'm very structured person, very
Mhm,
scheduled person,
mhm,
very very like at this time you need to do this, at this time you need to
mhm,
do that. And so actually right now I'm on spring break from school. And so when I'm on
mhm.
spring break, it is nothing but music because I don't have to go to school. And so
Right.
like morning it was get up, exercise your voice a little bit.
Mhm,
I out to different festivals, different around town for shows. So kind of booking the gigs, things like that. And I'm actually playing tonight at a songwriters night here in my hometown. So really exciting about that. But I always try to carve out time to listen to new music, listen to what's popular right now, kind of get some inspiration from different genres. And then I also try to write. I try to sit down and write something down, whether it's good or not. I have to try to discipline myself to write. But day to day, it changes. And don't forget about social media. You got to plan for that too. So
mhm,
it's like, what am I going to do on social media today? Do I need to make a TikTok video? Do I need to hop on a live? Whatever. So it changes from day to day, the in and out, but it's constantly looking for more shows and carving out that time to write and then just engaging with people through social media.
mhm. And definitely social media is super duper important.
Yeah. Without it, like throughout the whole COVID thing, we would have been
Mhm,
dead in the water because it actually was a
mhm,
blessing guys for me because I made a lot of new fans and
mhm,
kind of got connected with a lot of more people across the world that I would have not met had the world not shut down. Everybody was looking at social media and looking for ways to connect, and so it actually helped me start my Facebook Live show called Hanging with Hannah that I do every single Thursday night, which also led into my podcast Hanging with Hannah. And that all started all because of COVID. And so, in a way, it was a blessing, and I learned really the importance of social media. I don't like to be on my phone 24/7, so that's
mhm,
the only problem is I forget to document things that I'm doing because I'm soaking it in real time. But
mhm,
I do appreciate it, and it really was a blessing to me in some ways.
mhm. Especially for everybody, you know, whether you have a career in music or not, like it just benefited everybody to keep connected. Like your fans were able to connect with you, and without it, I don't even know where our musicians would be right now.
That is so true. And it was definitely a huge part of helping keep the music going throughout that time.
Hmm. Definitely. So, if you could go open a show for any artist, who would you choose and why?
Okay. Whoo, big question. Open a show for any artist. Okay, I'll give you a girl version and a boy version. You've probably
Okay.
heard these several times. My girl is Miranda Lambert. I would
Hmm.
open for her because I would just want to party with her throughout. I think she's an
Hmm.
incredible songwriter, an incredible artist, an incredible entertainer. And I think that our music would jive well. We have the same type of fan base. So I think that it would go well. And then secondly, even though he's not having opening acts right now, Eric Church, he is just the main man. I love me some Chief, and it would just be an honor to open a show for him just because he sets the bar for us as entertainers
Hmm.
on how to perform and how to give the fans what they want. And so those would be my two people for sure right now.
Wonderful. Those are really good choices. Yes, I have heard Miranda Lambert quite a few times. Not
Sure.
much of Eric Church, though.
Yeah. Well, he is an outlaw of today's,
Mhm.
but a true artist through and through. And so I just admire him to the highest.
What do you like doing outside of music? Do you have any hobbies, interests, anything like that going on?
Yeah, I like to boat. I live right here close to the water in South Louisiana. And
Mhm,
anytime that am not playing a show and it's a beautiful day, I am on the river
mhm.
cruising. I love to be on my boat. I love to ride four wheelers. I love to hang out with my family, but big water person. So if you can get me on the water, that includes fishing. I love to fish as
Mhm.
well. So if I'm not doing something music or hanging out with family, you can catch me on the water, just enjoying myself. And I love to eat. I love food. So anytime there's food, crawfish on the water, in the boat, it just goes hand in hand.
There you go. Do you have a favorite food?
Oh gosh, no, I couldn't. I couldn't even say. Love so much. I will say that when I was in high school, my
Mhm,
English teacher, she said, "Okay, you have to write an essay, a persuasive essay, in 30 minutes times." And I was like, "Gosh, what am I going to persuade people about?" And it came to me. I'm going to persuade why potatoes are the best food out there because of how many different ways you can eat them. So I guess if you could say what's one favorite food, it would be potatoes. I love potatoes.
that's an interesting story.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The things you remember from high school.
Mhm, mhm. So, do you have a message that you would like to give your fans or anyone listening, watching this that might not know much about you?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I love people and I love music. And so if you don't know me, if you are interested in getting to know something about me, um, I think that you will find that when you listen to my music, you'll be able to figure out my personality real quick. And that's just fun, positive, and a good time. And so if that's what you like in music, if that's what you like in artists, then check me out, Hannah Belle, and I'll be your new best friend for sure.
And where can people find you on social media?
Yeah. So on social media, you can find me on Facebook at Hannah Belle Music. Um, Instagram, I threw some numbers in the back of my tag there. It's Hannah Belle 322. But if you go to my website, which is hannah-bell.com, you can be connected real easily right there. And I also have a fan club. We're called the Bell Raisers. All you have to do to be a Bell Raiser is to go to my webpage and give me your email address, and then you can connect with me in all ways like that. You'll get discounts on merch and the first to know about all things Hannah Belle going on.
Wonderful. Definitely check out Hannah. She's got some good music coming out. And Hannah, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention before we go today?
I don't think so, Kayden. I think you did a great job on the interview, and I feel like we definitely covered all the bases.
I'm so happy to hear that. And again, I would like to thank Hannah Bell for joining us right here on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's Best Country Mix. We appreciate your time so much for taking the time out of your day to be here with us.
Thanks so much for having me.